High-end retouchers rarely make destructive edits when repairing images. We're going to zoom in by hitting Control+ or Command+, and you can see there's a few areas on the skin I'd like to repair. To start, I'm going to choose Layer, New Layer, and name it Skin Repair. And you'll see that if I hide the background layer, this is a completely empty, transparent layer. When I go to the Healing Brush tool, which I prefer over the cloning stamp because it does contrast adjust automatically. So in this case, I want to blend away different skin tones that I'm copying from when I repair another area of the face. So on the Healing Brush tool, it allows you to sample the current layer or current layer and below. I could choose all layers, but in this case there's only one layer below, so current layer and below will suffice. And I'm going to start by making my brush a little bigger. You can actually click here and dial it up. And often I click in this dark gray area to deselect, or I can use my right bracket key on my keyboard. Next to the letter P is the right bracket and left bracket, which will make your brush bigger or smaller. And just like the cloning stamp tool, I can hold down Option or Alt, click once, move up, and I see a preview of what it's going to repair with, and then click and drag, letting go periodically so that I have undos. Now you may have noticed when I let go, this went back to the original spot I sampled. If I hide the background layer, there is the skin repair. I'll turn it back on and hit Control-Alt-Z or Command-Option-Z, or if you prefer a menu, step backward twice. I like the cloning stamp behavior, so I want to use the same behavior for the Healing Brush tool, which is aligned. Aligned means if I Alt-click or Option-click here below the eye and then let go and move up and click and drag, it's repairing with the skin below it. When I let go and click and drag again, it's still got the same offset or the same distance for the repair. So this behavior just makes a lot more sense to me since I started with the clone stamp tool. So I'm going to quickly just do some repair underneath the eye, and it does look too worked on. But since everything is on a layer, I can always bring detail back. In fact, these smile lines are actually more prominent usually as we age, so they're typically removed altogether. There we go, getting closer. And if I hit the nose, which I did there a little too quickly, I can Alt-click and sample new spots to clone from. So I use my Alt-click or Option-click a lot. Any good retoucher really wants to disguise evidence of where they've retouched. I'll hold down Alt-click and come to the chin and clone this away, and even this crease typically gets wiped out. I'm using my spacebar to move around. Alt-click, drag to paint. Now what I'm going to do is pause the video for a moment and finish my repair work so I can show you blending it. But before I do, I will clean up the eyebrows. So Alt-click from above, let go, and it's Option-click on the Mac, same key. Click and drag, and the plus sign is where I'm copying from, letting go periodically so that I have undos. You don't want to try to do the entire top of the eyebrow in one action because it may not do a great job. Resampling with Alt-click or Option-click over and over again will do better blending. And there's also some tricks for lightening with adjustment layers. There's a little blemish here. I'll get rid of that. But at this point, I'm going to pause the recording, continue to retouch on my own, and then jump in and show you how you make this look more natural. All right, through the magic of recording, I'm back and I've done most of the repair I want to do. In fact, I can click the eye icon next to Skin Repair to turn it off and on, and I'll zoom in a little so you can appreciate it. Off, before, and after. If I click the eye next to background, you could even see I saw a little spot on her mouth, so I ended up repairing that, but not really much outside of her face. So this is the area that's been cleaned. However, you may notice this darkness where we cleaned up her eyebrows. What I'm going to do is make another new layer, new layer, and call this Skin, or actually Eyebrow Fix. Once I've named it, I'll go to the Cloning Stamp tool. S for Stamp will get you there. And just like the healing brush, I'm going to use all layers. In fact, I'll hide the skin repair so I can clean up the eyebrows to a layer by themselves first. I'll hold down Alt or Option and click once to sample just above the eyebrow. Let go, move down a bit, and paint, being very careful to let go periodically so that I have undos. I find a lot of my students forget that when we're doing hands-on. And with this tool, you have to be much more careful. It doesn't contrast adjust. If I zoom in to this left eye and Alt-click from above or Option-click from above, and move down and paint, you may see some patterns start to repeat, like here and here. So then I'd have to sneak further above and Alt-click and move down just a hair to get rid of one of those, or keep painting down to duplicate the shadow. There's a lot of tricks, but I'll hit Command-0 or Control-0 to fit in window, and I'll turn back on the skin repair. Now here is where you make it more natural. This is the beauty of having a layer. I can go to my Move tool, V for Move, and I can hit 5 for 50% opacity, 3 for 30% opacity, 8 for 80% opacity. Whole numbers switch the opacity. So we'll try 70 or 60. And now, to get a comparison, I can go to History, click on the original snapshot, here's before, scroll down, click on the last thing I did, here's after. Everything's been repaired, and it's in a natural realm, and we have not harmed the model or any pixels in repairing the skin. So this way you're blending the reality of what the camera saw with your retouching. And what the camera sees is usually a lot more emphasized than what the eye sees. So I'm very happy with this method, and it's forever editable. So give skin repair a try by using the healing brush tool to either current and below or all layers if you're doing multiple repairs, and the cloning stamp tool when you have things that you cannot repair with the healing brush. This way, you can make sure that you come back to the original at any point if the client is unhappy.